Oh yeah, did you see that article about Seth Rogen getting high and live tweeting cats?
I didn't. Well, I saw it. I didn't read it.
It was amazing.
That's funny. I realize you're a Seth Rogen fan.
I like the dude. I haven't seen a lot of his movies though.
He was. Did he do that animated food movie? Was he the person for that?
the food fight,
Yeah.
or I don't even remember. The sausage party was it maybe?
Yeah, I think it was Sausage Party.
Okay. Now I'm looking up sausage party.
Oh God, don't look that up.
I don't know. Yeah, he played Frank the hot dog or the
Okay.
sausage.
I think he also like directed it too or something or
Yeah, he must
produced
have been
it.
like a producer or something. Of course he would.
Make some weird stuff.
I
Yeah.
think the only Seth Rogen movie I've actually seen was Neighbors.
Okay.
I can't remember which one. I can't remember if that's the actual name of it or. But it was about
Yeah.
like there was like a really annoying neighbor next door, and I think it was like Jake Gyllenhaal was the other guy. I honestly don't remember.
Oh, that wasn't it. That's not the one with Shia LaBeouf.
Maybe it was Shia LaBeouf. I don't know.
Cause I remember like the neighbors like really like ends up being like a murderer or something like that.
I don't think
Maybe
so.
I might be thinking of something else.
Oh yeah, I spell it with a U. Neighbors, because that's the way you're supposed to sell it. Spell it.
Yeah, no, it's a different one. It's a comedy.
Yeah, Seth Rogen.
Zac Efron.
Zac Efron, that's who it was. They're all the same to me. Pretty boys. Pretty Hollywood boys. Greetings, Guardians, and welcome to the Voices of the Vanguard. Today I have with me Sully from Sully Games. Say hello, Sully.
Hello, Guardians.
And today we have with you topics of trials. These are words that I am saying to make some kind of sentence.
Thinking that we had a guest. I'm guessing.
No, no guest.
I guess yeah. I didn't even. I completely forgot to add trials to this topics.
Oh, so I guess Trials was a huge hit, huh?
I enjoyed it.
Yeah, okay.
To be honest, I mean I know you didn't in a way.
I have a love-hate relationship with that fucking thing. It's not even love, it's like a like-hate.
Yeah. I mean, you and I we're both not very competitive, like, PvP players. Like, obviously, like, we don't want to be, like, god-awful. Like, I think we're, like, just competitive, like, in trying to find ways to, like, improve ourselves. But we're not, like, the hardcore of people. And that's what we ran into, I think, this weekend. I've been saying, like, throughout that entire weekend, I kept saying that, one, I think it's going to get easier as time goes on.
I
Because
don't think for PC, man. I think PC is going to be the sweat fest, and then the consoles are going to be the easier version. Because Zaddy told us, like, he went flawless on console, and, like, there was such a night and day difference. They went 8-0, apparently.
no, and I agree with you on that. I don't necessarily, when I say, like, when it gets easier, like, I don't necessarily think, like, I'll go flawless. But I think we'll have, because we didn't even get the 3 wins. I think we'll
You got
see.
the 3 wins. I didn't get the 3 wins.
I didn't get 3 wins.
I could have sworn you and someone else.
Nope.
And Ninja
I never
did.
got I never got 3 wins.
Oh.
So, but I mean, I also was, my power level wasn't very high, and we kept running into a lot of 1000s, and like just below 1000. And I don't know what like the damage drop off in like terms of stuff, but like I could definitely notice a difference when I would play against 1000 because it was basically I wasn't doing anything to him, and he was just wrecking me, which is fine. Which kind of I guess makes me think at times like maybe Trial shouldn't have uh, power advantages, but I also think it should have power advantages. But we'll see throughout like the season on how Trials does in terms of like power mattering, I guess. But personally, I think once like the time goes on, I do think like there obviously will be a sweat fest. I mean, PC. Uh, wait up. Start playing. What was I saying? I think we'll do better on PC and trials. I think eventually we'll get consistently be able to get the 3 wins. It may not be this week and it may not be the week after, but I think the more that we play it, we'll get it, in my opinion.
I don't know, man. The whole experience just pissed me off because you need to get 3 wins in order to turn your tokens. Getting 3 wins is impossible for me. Well, not I'm not gonna say okay. Well, it's fucking hard, man. Like I went to so many times and then got the 4 losses and had to reset so many times. I spent easily over 10 to 15 hours, maybe even 20 hours trying to do it, and it was still really hard to get it on PC. Everyone's just running Hardlight, Revoker,
Yeah.
Beloved, and Spare Rations. Like it's tough
There's
out
always
there, man.
gonna be a meta, but I will say with like I mean even I was using Hardlight, but like the issue with Hardlight right now is the ricochet rounds.
Yeah, because
Like
people just spam that around the corner, and like that thing, the ricochet goes on forever. Like it bounces so many times, it's ridiculous.
so I don't know on necessarily like I mean I think probably nerfing the ricochet rounds is probably gonna be their best bet. I don't know how they would do that. Maybe cut it in half or something like that. I don't know
Like
or what their process or thought
there's
process
there's a
on.
couple of things they can look into, like limiting the amount of ricochets it does, or like damage fall off as well.
Yeah,
Um,
I think that's what makes that. Well, I guess what really makes that gun exotic, it kind of has all elements ricochet, and then yeah, it has no range fall off, which is kind of nice for an AR.
yeah, there's a few things they can look into it for sure. It's yeah, it's a problem. Like I think you can counteract that, but it makes for people being able to just spam a hallway and then have the other guys like flank around or catch you trying to flank them while they're spamming. So it's
I mean,
tough out there.
yeah, overall though, I mean, I definitely enjoyed Trials, and I think the challenge is nice. I'm excited to get some more in. Maybe this weekend, I might spend this weekend just grinding power and just doing stuff and staying inside.
Yeah, for real. Uh, what else I want to say? Yeah, so like it was my first time playing Trials, and I like the game mode quite a bit. Because it makes every like kill and death matter, and it adds stakes to PvP in a way that Glory doesn't.
Yeah, I think honestly, at this point, I almost wish they would just get rid of Glory, in my opinion. And because right now, I don't know, is elimination even like,
It is. It's next to Control.
is it always active?
Yeah, it's next to Control.
Okay, then yeah, I guess never mind. I guess you can keep Glory, but honestly, I think maybe change Glory to elimination. I don't know, but because on Friday through Monday, nobody's gonna touch comp, which would be actually really smart if you're out there and you're chasing Luna's How or Not Forgotten or any other maybe pinnacle that you're chasing and you need glory points because everybody is going to be playing trials.
Yeah, all the
on
sweat lords
weekends.
that are going to be in there. Yeah.
Yeah. Like comp is completely pointless. Any type of competitive PvP player out there, like why waste your time in comp and just go play trials if you're really good and like because you're gonna have a lot of the trial carries out stuff, so it would be a good time to go in there and knock out some comp.
Yep. Yep, for sure. Um, yeah. One thing I was gonna say is that if you're like me and you're terrible at trials, but you still like want to eventually try and get the 3 wins, just hoard the bounties. Like go in there and try and like if you can't get the 3 during that weekend span, just keep your bounties. Don't cash them in
Oh yeah,
because they
that
don't
is
expire.
smart.
So
And I think honestly, I think because like even Zaddy brought it up a bunch of times. Like it isn't necessarily like trials is a lot of like just teamwork and being comfortable playing that game mode because that game mode is so different compared to what we have. One, it's threes. Once you die, like you're dead. Like you have to be risen, and it plays so much different. So like I think a lot of my free time, if I'm not just doing other random stuff, I will probably spend playing elimination to get better with it. Because personally, I've said it like last week, I'm just not comfortable in that game mode. Like, not that I ever think my abilities as a PvP player is going to be able to get to flawless, but I do think I do have like potential to be consistently solid in trials. And it's just you and I just have to get more comfortable playing elimination. That's what it comes down to, I think.
mm. Yeah. Um, we'll see how I feel about it in the future, but I've quit trials like 5 or 6 times during the weekend. Just like fuck this,
What's
I'll
your
never play
power at?
this. Oh, I'm at like 1,010 now or something.
Okay.
Yeah, like I've quit so many times. I was like, fuck this, I'll never play this again. Fuck trials, hashtag fuck trials, and I still want to get in there and get the 3 wins.
Yep.
Uh,
You want the gear? You want the loot?
I hate myself so much. I hate myself. Uh, anyways, um, have you been doing anything else, by the way?
I mean, other than I didn't play Tuesday, and I got on fairly late Wednesday because it is absolutely chaos right now where I live. But I was just working on the Four Horsemen quest line. Um, Overall, like I haven't finished it yet. I need to do, I think, a little bit more on the EDZ, and I believe after the EDZ is the Lost Sector. I believe the
Yeah.
legendary Lost Sector.
Yeah.
I'll have the weapon. I'm assuming it's probably very. Have you gotten it?
Yep. Yeah, I got it first day.
I'm probably guessing it's very similar to um how it was in D1. Like it's probably just kind of Like it's like really good, I guess, in terms of like knocking out majors really quick, but you have to be
Yep.
right on top of them, and that's kind of how it was in D1. But I
Pretty
feel like there's
much.
just
Yeah.
other weapons to use. So
Yep.
I was just like, oh, Four Horsemen's available. Like, hell yeah. Like, I was just kind of like, all right, well, I guess it's cool to see it back, but whatever. But I did actually really like Zavala's office. I thought that was kind of cool.
Yeah, that was pretty cool. You got to
So,
play with the physics balls on his desk. I don't even know what they're
yep.
called. Newton balls? I don't know.
Yeah, Newton balls, I believe.
Yeah.
But I thought that was kind of cool, and it was kind of like interesting to kind of see like more of like.
He's got a ramen shop or a ramen vending machine in the
Yeah,
back.
I guess would it be more of like a not even really a personality, just I guess more of like I guess a realism, I guess maybe to see like some of our Vanguard captains have like offices and
It's
stuff
like a
and
slice
like
of life. You get to see what they kind of live
yeah,
like.
yeah. So I was just like that. This is kind of cool. But like other than that, I'm just kind of like this quest line's kind of just wow.
It's pretty. I'll say bad. Fuck it. I'll say it's pretty bad. It's just go around and do a whole bunch of public events, and then do
Yeah,
the lost sector. It's not good. It's pretty underwhelming, honestly.
yeah,
Um,
it is. Cause like even like with Devil Ruins, like it was super like short, but like you had the dialogue in it, which was
yep,
like really cool.
yep.
Um, where there really isn't much here other than like his office, but it's like what I mean. It's still like
Yeah.
whatever. I mean, and I have brought up multiple times in the past on how much I dislike exotic quest lines. Like I just feel like there's too many of them, in my opinion. But I guess right now, how they're doing their content releases, I feel like probably exotic quest lines are probably the best since we're seeing a seasonal content release instead of like how they used to do in the past with like DLC releases. So
Mm-hmm.
maybe that's probably the best option instead of having RNG.
Yeah. Um. Yeah. I don't know. The way they're doing their content recently with the seasonal stuff, it's a way for them to have content to advertise without doing a whole lot. Um. Because honestly, like, how did someone come up with that quest line? It was just like, all right, we got fourth horseman is going to be the prize, but what do we do to get them to do it? Let them go to Mars to kill a bunch of Cabal and do a bunch of public events. All right, what after that? Do it on EVZ. It's like,
I mean, it ties into like their seasonal stuff because it's killing Cabal, it's doing stuff with Rasputin at the bunker.
but
So like
It's just
it
underwhelming though.
is, it
Yeah.
is. But I mean, we'll get kind of. I think we do have a question on this kind of topic, and we'll get into like I'll definitely get into more details with it. But yeah, I think these quest lines either they need to have some type of like purpose is in terms with like um Devil's Ruin where there's really cool dialogue and really cool lore with it, or you need to make it kind of like challenging in a way, but not like super grindy where like let me just, kill a bunch of just Cabal and do public events. Like, okay, complete hit like a certain score maybe in a nightfall or complete I don't know, just make it a little bit more challenging instead of just let me mindlessly go and kill ball. I mean, it was kind of cool because I got to farm Escalation Protocol for a little bit, I guess.
Yeah.
But other than that, like,
Yeah.
I was just kind of.
Yep. Yep. Um. I have the gun, and yeah, as you said before, it's really good against majors, just going up and blasting them. Um, it's good against champions to a degree, if you're playing solo. Um,
Okay.
I was doing a legendary lost sector solo today, and going up and blasting a champion, he still had like a third of his health left after I blasted him with it. And I still had to do damage until I could do a finisher on him, so I couldn't really kill him with it. Uh, yeah, it's okay, I guess.
Yeah, I mean that's how it was back in D1.
I can't imagine using it in a
It was
raid or anything.
it was fairly good back in Crota's and at the witches. Like you were just going because there was like kill everything and you go off and split off to the sides and like you could just pop and kill the like witches real quick and then
We should try and do a
the
Riven
boss.
cheese with 4 horsemen and see how that works.
Probably not very good. Probably not very good.
Yeah,
We can try.
I don't know.
Yeah, we can try, but yeah, probably not very good.
Uh, anyways, let's move on to the next topic we have, and you put this in here. Daily bunker is annoying.
Yeah. It just personally, do you like really see a purpose of this like every single day?
Well, I'll tell you what, Sully. There's upgrades where you don't have to do it every single day.
Oh, well, maybe I need to get that upgrade. But like even still, like why have that isn't even an option? You know, like it was just like a nice
how?
thing.
Okay, I want to know from a lore perspective. How did the Fallen get back in?
Well, I mean, how do we have to keep killing every single raid boss over and over again, other than Callus, which made sense.
Well, yeah, okay, yeah, I give it to you. I give that to you. And
But
also, Riven. Uh, but no, it seems like I don't know, it breaks the lore too much for me. Like it's still because you have to do the bunker clear out in order to do anything after anything else regarding that. So like getting it like doing upgrades or doing the legendary
Yeah.
lost sector. So it still breaks the lore for me in that perspective. But
So yeah, I was just like, cause I hopped on right before the podcast and I was just doing some stuff, and like went down there and like picked up my bounties, and I was just like, why is this even a thing? Just like
yeah,
daily, like, why? Yeah, just have it be once, and call it a day, in my opinion.
yeah. There's an upgrade that you get eventually later on where you only need to do it once a week, and it's not really an upgrade. It's more of a thing that you buy at Rasputin. Like you do the bunker clear out, and then you go to Rasputin, and there's a thing that says, you turn the online defenses or you turn the defenses online. You don't have to clear up the bunker for the rest of the week. So
Yeah, even still, like
yeah,
that's just kind of like it should have been once, clear out the fallen, boom, you're done. Like, and I have no problem with the legendary lost sectors, rotating.
that's fine.
That's super cool.
Yeah,
But like, why is this daily bunker a thing? Like, it should have been just once and then done. Like, maybe make it like, if you wanted to make it maybe a little bit challenging, I guess. But even still, like, if you go on there solo, it's kind of a pain in the butt when you like first start out, anyways. But yeah, I was just kind of like, why is this a thing? Like, I just feel like it should have just been once. And as you said, it kind of for lore purpose, like, doesn't really make sense when why they keep bringing back in. And
yeah,
he even has bodyguards.
yeah,
He has like robots down there. Like, bro, like fire them. They're not doing their job. Like, sweeper bot could do that.
for sure.
Like,
yeah. I agree. It's
yeah, it was just
dumb.
kind of like one of those things. I just kind of like hopped on, and I was just like, what? Why is this? Why is this a thing? So, it's just, I guess, my personal take.
Yeah, it doesn't annoy me too much because it takes like a minute to do. So
Well, if that's a minute, I could be practicing some elimination.
there you go. All right. So 12 is up.
It is. It is.
So let's start off with the first paragraph. This week at Bungie, the Fourth Horseman rides again. Some of you may have heard the legend of the Fourth Horseman. Weapon so powerful, spider tanks run from it in fear. An enemy foolish enough to come within range, ripped apart within seconds by the arc pellets. Invitation of Zavala, you can get your hands on the gun. Let's say you want to strike fear in the hearts of the Cabal, but feel this already ridiculous weapon needs a little something extra. Keep your eyes peeled for its catalyst by continuing to upgrade Rasputin through the Seraph's public events or clear legendary lost sectors of the darkness found within. So there you go. That's how you get your catalyst.
Good old catalyst. Which
And so
actually,
we begin another
that's
12.
something I've been
Your
doing a
weekly
lot.
dose of Bungie and Destiny 2 news. We got some exciting news on a new Twitch extension, an update from Bungie Foundation, and more. While there isn't a cat picture hidden within the article, I'll still expect you to read every single word. An extension of your hand within our with weekend 2 of Trials of Osiris on rapid approach. We're expected to announce our first Bungie developed Twitch extension, bridging the gap between streamer and viewer. You can now quickly glance at the current state of the streamer's perks, passage, weapons, armor, perks, mods, catalysts, and more. We're also launching the first Twitch weekly bounty. After each match, you'll have time to react to a clutch play or heartbreaking loss with some Destiny themed emotes and earn some progress towards the unique bounty. Upon completion, players will be rewarded with Glimmer, XP, and Trials tokens within Destiny 2.
Yeah, I was reading this earlier, and I was just like, okay, this is actually really cool.
Mm-hmm.
I really like, not really like, I really love when developers make these type of things for content creators because I think it's honestly so smart because content creators are basically, other than, I mean, obviously if they do an ad or a sponsor stream, but are basically free marketing. Um, so I really love when they do this, and I think this will make for a better like viewing experience if you're watching a trial streamer. 'Cause I do really think this is a cool idea. So I hope we see more of this in the future with Destiny and other types of like maybe just normal PvP or hopefully some raid type stuff.
Mm-hmm.
And hopefully we see other platforms also start to get extensions other than Twitch.
Yeah. Yeah, they did say that they're planning to expand the extension to apply to other Destiny 2 activities. So yeah.
Oh, there it is.
Yeah, I was gonna say we get asked sometimes like, do we stream on Twitch or Mixer or any other streaming platforms? And this is another reason for people to stream on Twitch.
Yeah.
Yeah.
No, I completely agree. Like,
I don't know if Mixer has.
no, they don't. They have like I think few things, but nothing like too crazy. And I think that's like one of their biggest fallbacks. Cause like, not that necessarily like these extensions are like freaking huge game changers are gonna just like, well, this extension is only on this platform, so I'm only gonna, whatever.
Right.
But I do think it does help
It's a nice like bonus.
It is. I think it makes the viewing experience better because I believe I can't remember what it was, but Borderlands 3 did something really cool for Twitch extension. Like, I think like chat could like it was basically kind of similar like that, and they could like predetermine some of the loot that the content creator was gonna get while playing, and I believe
Really?
that they could they could drop a like an enemy on a content creator at any time.
That's fun.
I can't remember what it was. I need to go because I remember they announced that live at GCX last year, or actually Guardian Con,
Mm-hmm.
and I was like, oh, this is really cool and really smart
Mm-hmm.
on Gearbox's development team.
Yeah, that sounds really cool. It was so fun seeing like there have been games like in the past that I've played on this channel where my viewers would be able to like put enemies like in the next room for me to like kill.
Yeah.
And there was like fun experimental stuff. Now like seeing the big companies do it, it's pretty cool.
Yeah, it's really cool because I think it just adds just more interaction between the content creator and the viewers, which is always a good thing. It could add some really good entertainment and really good content, and there's a reason for viewers to engage with the content creator. So.
Alright, so with the return of Trials of Osiris, players have a fresh opportunity to put some new accomplishments on display. You may have seen a few Guardians in the wild flaunting stat trackers with their flawless passage count, or the number of Guardians they've defeated. By using specific emblems granted from the flawless chest, players can earn unique stats as they complete more passages within the activity. We also introduced a way for Guardians to identify themselves as light makers or light breakers. Light makers with the light for the lost emblem equipped help Guardians to their first ever flawless passage. You can be identified with the white glows on your flawless armor. Light breakers with the flawless Empyrean emblem equipped reach 7 wins on a passage and then continue winning matches. You can be identified by the red glows on your flawless armor. We've seen many of you taking on these roles in the wild already and are excited to see how high you climb in the stat charts. Please note, in order for the emblems to track their associated stats correctly, players must have the emblem equipped when completing their respective requirements. We'll be highlighting some of the greatest light makers and light breakers among you in future articles. Smelting iron, Iron Banner. So once again, Lord Saladin calls upon Guardians to test the strength of their iron. While power-enabled combat is no longer exclusive to Iron Banner, this is your 6v6 battleground. As announced earlier today, artifact power will be disabled in Iron Banner. Don't worry though, you'll still have the opportunity to put your pinnacle power on display. This season, Saladin is also offering a pursuit weapon as reward for completing the Smelting Light quest. You'll be challenged to capture zones, defeat opponents with a collection of weapons on your journey to earning the Point of the Stag. Iron Remembrance armor sets also make the return up to Armor 2.0 standards. You'll have the opportunity to earn some Inacol power rewards by completing weekly bounties. Additionally, Iron Banner armor pieces have chances for higher stat rolls from bounties, vendor packages, and post-game drops. Iron Banner begins at 10 a.m. Pacific on March 24th, running until March 31st.
I do like that armor though. I
Uh,
really like the skater, but
yeah, it's old armor, so I'm not really all that excited about it.
no, but I think it's fine. Like it's not at least the same freaking armor that we've been getting
It's the same
over and
armor.
over. Well, it is, but like
Yeah, I don't have anything to say about it. It's Iron Banner.
yeah.
I actually like Iron Banner. I'm not bad at it, so that's why I like it. I'm more thrive in the 6v6 setting. Alright. So, Bungie Foundation update. Over the last few months, we've had a few initiatives from Bungie Foundation to help those in need. This week, I'd like to share some insight on our efforts to help the COVID-19 pandemic and provide an update on Guardians for Australia Foundation. With so much going on around the world right now, we know it can be anxiety provoking, confusing, and stressful. Because of that, it is more important than ever to lift each other up and put the well-being of others, especially those who are in need, before ourselves. It has been encouraging to see communities join together in solidarity to keep themselves and others safe and healthy. As a company located in the epicenter of the U.S. outbreak here in Washington State, we believe it is important to help our local community through the crisis. Bungie is grateful to partner with Boys and Girls Club of Bellevue, which is doing life-saving work for our local families. While all local schools remain closed through the end of April, the BGCB is committed to keeping as many of their facilities open as possible to care for children, so that parents must continue to work are able to do so. In addition, they are feeding and providing necessary supplies for families in crisis. Bungie is providing a $160,000 grant that will enable the BGCB to operate 4 sites across Bellevue region through the end of April in order to care for our community's most valuable low-income and homeless families. This care will allow more families to continue earning income and paying their rent while keeping their families fed and healthy, and will help to minimize long-term repercussions from this crisis. While many of us live in areas that have been encouraged to practice social distancing, there are always ways to help your fellow neighbor. And they provide support your local small businesses.
Yes, please.
Yeah, especially now,
Yeah, more
this-
than now.
yeah, this is the more serious part, I guess, of the show. But yeah, small businesses are gonna take a hit because of this outbreak, and it's gonna be tough for them. Support family-owned restaurants by ordering takeout. Support nonprofits. Many major fundraising activities have been canceled or postponed. If you plan to donate to an organization this year, please consider doing it now rather than later. Support families in your community. So for food banks, United Way, Boys and Girls Club, and donate blood. Since the outbreak, there has been a drastic drop in blood donations nationwide. So those are some things that you can do to help your community. I'm just going to try and read through some of this. So Guardians for Australia t-shirt campaign raised $1 million USD to support those impacted by the Australian bushfires. 75,000 shirts were sold. And I also like to take this opportunity to give special thanks to our partners, Sunrise Identity, PMC Fulfillment, Pacific Sportswear, Brand Access for their support to maximize donations to the organizations. And that's it for the charity part of the show.
Yep. That was really awesome to see them do a $160,000 donation.
Yeah, very cool.
To their local area, I believe it sounds like. So that's really cool. Especially, I do know a lot of places. I mean, they're fortunate enough to be able to, like, I guess, work from home. And unfortunately, some people do have to go to work, and with schools being closed, stuff. I mean, obviously, there's not gonna get political, but it is really cool to see them.
No, so you got like grandparents, like you don't want to give your kids to the grandparents in case they might be a carrier, you know.
Yep.
So
that's really cool to see that, and obviously when some of their topics that they mentioned, yes, definitely support local small businesses, because obviously there is talks of grants, possibility of passing through, but a lot of those small local businesses will not receive the amount that they need to kind of keep their doors open. So hopefully everything can get worked out, and a lot of these restaurants and businesses can get back to operating on a regular basis here sooner than later.
And now on to the bugs.
Bugs? No, not Destiny. Or any video game.
Yeah, I'm not getting bugs. I'm getting beavers for some reason. I don't know why.
You live in Canada.
Oh yeah, that's right. But yeah, let's talk about it. So let's talk first about the flawless season. So there's questions whether the flawless title was only for this season or future seasons. It's for future seasons.
Well, I would hope so.
Yeah, I know.
God, imagine if that was season based. Oh.
Yeah, that would be.
I don't think I'm ever gonna get that title to begin with, so it doesn't matter if it's only season or future. But I can't even believe. I guess I can believe that. Why is that a question? But like, yeah, I figured that was meant to be here on out.
Yeah. So if you don't complete the triumphs in Season of the Worthy, there'll be a new set of triumphs to accommodate the, I guess like the maps and whatever else part of going flawless requires in the next season. So known issues: ornaments for Dune Marchers, Raid and Flux, Crown of Tempest, not appear on Year 1 versions. Raju's Harness, exotic chess piece allows for infinite whirlwind guard usage. They disable the exotic until a fix can be deployed at a later date. That sucks. Like your new exotic, and you have to like disable it the first couple days. It's silly. It's nuts. They're investigating an increase in anteater, beetle, and beaver error codes. So we'll learn more about that in the future. We don't have anteaters here. All right.
Well, you got beavers.
We have beetles and beavers. Only the character who unlocked the EDC bunker can use the PDS upgrade to clear the bunker. Other characters will receive an error. The Warden Servitor in Warden of Nothing is not counting as a fallen boss for strike bounties. We're investigating crash issues according to Gambit for players on PS4 and Steam. The crash issue was that when someone leveled up, it would crash the game or end the game. So that's a pretty big bug.
Yeah, it is.
One thing that we encountered a lot was disconnects, like beaver issues.
Yeah, that was the big thing.
During trials, and so we'd be like 2v3 throughout some of the matches, and so it was just unfair.
Sometimes it went in our favor, and sometimes it didn't. But
the one that pissed me off the most, I got beavered on the last round that we had. It was 4-4. And I took out a guy, I got killed, and then I got beavered. Okay. And Ninja and I can't remember who the other person was. Probably not Zaddy. I think it was when we were not playing with Zaddy. I think it was maybe JD or something. But they actually won the round, and they won. That counted as a loss for me. I didn't get the check. Oh, so pissed.
But actually, I will say, since we've kind of talked about connection based right now with trials, other than like obviously like just a few. Oh damn, that's really loud. The few like disconnects. Hopefully, you hear yourself again. Um, I really didn't hear any talks on Twitter about cheaters in trials. So whatever they did with their new like networking settings seemed to work really well.
Yeah, I didn't see anyone
Is
posting about cheaters, but people are really good at sniping.
well, yeah, yeah.
Fuck,
Welcome to trials, Kane.
dude.
Welcome to trials. But so I guess GG to Bungie on that and doing a good job getting the cheaters out of trials. I do think there was some, but it wasn't what I think people were expecting to see. Because I mean, I saw some nightmares of videos of people in comp and Crucible, but trials seem to be fairly good week one, so hopefully that stays active.
Yeah. They said next week they're gonna go back into the PVE love. You'll see a chance for the MOTW emblem. Yeah, I guess that's an emblem for creators, for people. They said they've been working remotely from home for 2 weeks now.
Seems like it's been longer, but
Yeah, I feel like it just started, honestly. It's like it's both long and short.
yeah.
And the rest is just like COVID-19 stuff. So I think we'll move on into questions then.
I believe we only had one question, but it's actually we have two now.
Just one from JD.
Just one. So JD asked, "Is Bungie struggling to push out quality content with the assistance of Vicarious Vision and High Moon Studio?" So I know we've kind of touched on this a few times, I think, but we haven't like really, I guess, like really dug in deep. But I think it's kind of obvious.
Mm-hmm.
But when you're probably thinking, I mean, when you lose two studios, and I don't think those two studios are absolutely enormous.
I think Vicarious
But
Visions helped out the most.
yeah, they did. They did a lot of the optimizing for PC, and you can definitely tell that
Didn't they also do Scourge? Or no? Am I wrong?
they might have. I know they did Warmind DLC. But I mean, they were still there. They did a lot of the PC for Destiny. And you figure between those two studios, I'm probably thinking on a low end, you're probably thinking they lost probably what, 100, 150 employees,
Yeah, it's like
essentially.
it's like a sixth of their studio, pretty much.
So obviously, I do think not. I'm not trying to make excuses for Bungie with in terms of necessarily the content they're putting out. I think they need to change the style of content they're putting out.
Yeah, we talked
But
about that quite a bit. How to go back to expansion packs instead
yes,
of seasons.
because if you would combine, because technically this is realistically our second season that we've paid for. The season of the Undying came with Shadowkeep. So if you would combine the content that they've put in terms of work hours with uh, Season of the Worthy and what was last season?
I was thinking it over in my head. I couldn't remember.
Season of the Worthy and
Season of the Dawn.
yeah, Season of the Dawn. Like if they would have thrown both of those kind of together and made it into a DLC, I feel like there's definitely potential there. I think if they would go back to their old model of having a anywhere from a TTK to slash Forsaken size expansion, or like a Rise of Iron Shadowkeep size, and then have two DLCs kind of spread out. Like one maybe in December, and like the other one maybe December, January, and the other one maybe April, May. I think you would see better quality content. I do think there would still be content droughts, but I feel like that's pretty common for every single game that's live action that isn't maybe Fortnite. But all I have to say, I mean, you think of where you're working at now and you lose a sixth of your workforce. I mean, I work with 600 people. We lose a sixth of our workforce, like we're hurting pretty bad. So,
It's quite a bit, man. It's no slouch.
so I'm not. Once again, I'm not trying to make excuses for Bungie, but it's definitely, I think what they need to do, and I think as the community, we need to communicate like, hey, like, don't give us more content, just give us better quality content that's maybe that we can spread out as a community. Like if we would get like even a raid layer or a raid, I mean there's a lot that the PvE community can do with that with raid carries and stuff instead of literally running Garden for a full year. And I feel like the value in the time, work, and man hours that was put into the two seasons, we could have gotten a fairly good DLC, in my opinion.
Mm.
Because both the seasons have been fairly good. Like, I'm not, like, gonna say, like, they're super crazy, but, like, last season I was pretty pleased with. Was there some issues? Obviously, yes. I mean, so far this season, like, I feel like there's some quality of life changes I like. There hasn't been necessarily the content quite there yet, but we're literally in week 2. So I'm still kind of holding off on my final thoughts of this season, in my opinion.
Yeah. Yeah. I think next week is just another bunker, isn't it?
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, I don't know. I think this season's gonna have less like unique content than last season, just like storyline wise. Um, I don't see us getting another like story mission this season. Maybe at the end. Maybe at the end we will get one. They'll like go into the next season. But other than
I
that,
think we'll get 1 or 2 more.
yeah.
So, in my opinion.
I hope they have a surprise for us like they did with that puzzle last season or something cool like that. But yeah. I don't know, it's not looking good.
Well, that's what the issue with. It's that love-hate relationship with their roadmap system that they have, because we see the roadmap and there really isn't a whole lot of information on that roadmap. But last season they threw out too much information on the roadmap, and then we knew everything that was coming. So it's just kind of like Bungie developers are probably thinking like, what do we do? Like we can't, like we win, like we gave out too much information on the roadmap, and then everybody's like, oh, we know too much, and now it's just kind of like, oh, like we don't show them anything, and it's just like, well, like, where's the content, guys? Like, what are we gonna do?
Right.
So, as I said, I not making any excuses, but we're in the second week of this season. I would obviously prefer all the content at once, like the DLC mode style. I think that's probably the smartest route, and I hope they go back to that after the next expansion drops. But hopefully we see some things kind of are exciting. But obviously,
I think we're just gonna see like one new thing a week, and either you finish that thing in that week or a day, and then that's it for that week, and then you just wait for the next thing next week. And it's kind of boring.
It is.
Yeah.
So that's why I think it would be smarter for them. You guys sit there and you're looking, okay, we lost probably a sixth of our studio, if not more. And it's not like they can go out and like, I mean, it's a business, so like they have obviously like budgets they have to hit because if you don't hit your budgets and you go over, well, eventually you go in the red and you can go out of business. So they can't just go out there and be like, okay, we're gonna hire 200 employees.
Hmm.
Would be absolutely awesome if they could, and they could give us the type of content we saw after Forsaken. So that was probably one of the best years all around from Destiny.
Yeah. I think if you're bored with Destiny right now, don't come back and just wait for the next year because I think next year they're gonna revamp their core activities, as they said.
Yeah, I do think so too.
I don't think we're gonna get it next season either. Like they won't revamp it next season either. It'll be next quote unquote year. But yeah, we'll see.
Question for you: do you think we'll see if they would come out with Destiny 3? Do you think you see it on PC?
I'm gonna say yes because they already opened that can of worms and they have to do it now.
I think they have to.
I think they have to do it.
Be interesting. 'Cause I do think they're right now one of their biggest issues from season to season is optimizing.
Yeah, but that's not an issue with only PC. That's an issue with like the consoles as well. Like clearly it's more apparent on PC, but people have been having issues like that.
They are, but I would think having one less platform would make. And I really hope. I don't think we. I think they will release Destiny 3 on PC.
I think we got another year or two of two still, honestly.
Probably.
The way they've been talking about it.
So, yeah, definitely. I think they want to plan for a year after next gen consoles release.
Yeah.
So then they don't have to worry about making content for what would be current gen.
Mm-hmm. All right, let's end it there. Sully, where can the people find you?
You can find me on Twitch, Mixer, Twitter, Instagram, and YouTube at Sully__games.
And you can find me, your host, Thomas, on Twitter, CSG Thomas on Twitter. You can also email me, thomas@charshot.com. For audio, video, written content, please visit charshot.com. Check us out on iTunes or wherever you get your podcasts. Please leave a review. 5 stars is the best. I'll put a review on the air if it's 5 stars.
Why not 1 star?
If it's 1 star, I'm going to come to your house and give you a stern warning.
Oh, wow.
Now you're going to rate it a 1 star so you can see me.
I don't think anybody wants to see you, Kane.
Okay, that's it. Until next time, Eyes Down, Guardians.